Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. Did anyone else come last time? Did you have students last time?
No.
No?
I just did a recording. Let's see if it's recording.
Yeah. Well, if it's so no one else but me is going to be doing it, because this time is not good for me at all.
Oh, really? I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should see what other time people would like too.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another time people would be better.
Yeah. You want me to put a thing on the 4 Elements group? Ask if there would be a time it would be better?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, any time's good for me. I like mornings, but whenever's fine.
Yeah. If it's only me and it's mornings, I really don't. I mean, this time was picked for other students. I don't like this time at all. It's not.
I know that nobody else shows.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's go. I'm not sure if it's recording now, but I think so.
I put it on record. Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, cool.
I'll make you the host. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's right, because I didn't start it this time. That's right.
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, it might. Let's see.
I think it might record automatically, though. I think Sean has it.
No, well, I turned it off because when we was waiting for you to come in.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Okay, this is you.
Okay. I'm going to go over here in the sun.
Okay.
Head over here. All right. So, so I just can. Let's continue like from the beginning and just see how far. We'll just see which part we need to work on.
Okay.
So let's start with the. And remember on that part, you really just have to do like, you don't have to focus on that part. This, you just kind of go here and here. And this is kind of like a whip. It goes, or you go here. Now, as this goes out here, you're actually already on your way back here. And then you press it down. So go right here. And then before you reach the bottom, this way. So you turn left, right. So you're here. Left. Right. So it's here. I could do it this way too. Make it.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier.
There you go. And that part was this. Will you not move over again? Where you go here?
I don't. Okay. Yeah.
We just go back and forth for a minute. So remember, it's like someone's punching you. This is dealing with the wrists, like turning off where the wrist is at. And this is the elbow, getting back to the elbow. And then some punches on the other end, you switch it over this way. And it's all your body. Yeah, that's it. So it's going to be here, here, here. Yeah. Here. So it's here. It's going to be. You want me to do a mirror image? So I'll do it on the left side.
Yeah, that would be great.
This is this way. Here, you're just getting behind their elbow. Like someone's here, you're just getting behind. You're getting behind their elbow. So this leads the wrist. That gets behind the elbow. It's behind the wrist. So, let's do that, just that for a minute. Here. It's like someone's jabbing something at you. So you're going here, and they jab at you. Right. Here. Right, so you're going here, you're intercepting the punch and leading it away. You're intercepting something and leading it away. Intercepting something. All right, so your palms two, palm away. Palm two. That is real important because this goes into all the moves later. You're going to do this all over the place. You know? What do they call it? Like look in the mirror, turn it away, right? Look in the mirror. Now, as you do that, this goes here. This is actually getting behind them, behind their elbow. So it just does this. Now here, behind the elbow. So from the side, it kind of looks more like this. Like, and then this one turns. All right, so I'll go from this direction. Now this one turns over. And we go against the wall. And this. And the foot comes up. So remember on this part that so from here, when I do this, like this, the foot comes up, and then so the foot comes up, and then as I pull this way, right, like that, foot comes up, and as I do this, that's how I step out, right here. Yeah, that's it. And then, so you've already started the circle when you did this. The circle started. Now you're just gonna push back and keep that circle going with arms. That make sense?
Yep.
So let me, as far as the footwork. Okay, you see my feet. So you go this direction. Now, if I do this, and my hands do that, my foot comes up to the instep, circle out like that. Instep, pull, so forward. Now I just keep doing the circle. Right. Does that make sense?
I think so.
That's it. That's it. So on the, we'll do that a couple times. So from the front, looks like this. Push back. Let's do it again. The second time around, this goes to here, in front of me, right? Goes to here. And then my front foot is like this, right? My front foot's gonna go with my front foot. As my front foot pops out, kind of 45 degree that way, this goes up. So, let me show my foot. Now, the second time, when this is here, so you see my foot moves out, my foot moves out, and that makes this go. Now it's like you're grabbing onto something, like you're in the bar, you grab onto a pole, hold yourself forward. In other words, you're not going pushing off of the back leg like this. The idea is more, you're here, right? Okay. But for now, just grab onto something. You're actually just gonna go here, but for the image, grab onto something, pull yourself over. They call that a created center. Like you're creating a center, right? Instead of going, here, I'm creating a center. I created a center in my mind. I grab something, pull forward. You know what I mean? It's kind of an imaginary thing at first, but for the martial art part of it stuff later, you really need that. Those created centers are really important. Yeah, this form is a lot harder to teach. That's why I've been just teaching Yang style for years. But Yang style is easy to teach, but it's just really, it's not a lot of fun when it gets to like what you use it for.
Yeah, right.
Where in this form, every little tiny little piece, I could show what, for the most part, I can show what it's for, you know?
Yeah.
There's little meanings behind all of it, you know? It's a little difficult in the beginning, but it gets to be a lot easier when you start using it. It's almost like you're pulling yourself, the thing with the wall, it's almost like you're going here. You can also think of it as like there's a rope there, right? And you pull yourself forward on the rope. You pull yourself on the rope, and that's when the foot goes out, right? It helps you.
I just started it and I did the feet wrong, so I had to start again.
Okay. Oh, actually, the circle is this way.
I find it's really hard to learn this on here. I gotta say.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's all reversed, and like I'm doing it in this weird, you know, like I can't see all your body at once. It's very hard.
I hear you. I hear you. Let me back up a little.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's like everything you do, I mirror it in my head, and then, it's, you know, there's no other people to look at.
Right, right.
It's hard.
No, it's much easier live. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, anything's easier live, I guess, to learn.
I was gonna say maybe one of these days, we get a small group of us. We could all go to a park and just be 10 feet away from each other.
Yeah,
it would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
maybe one of these days. Because that's definitely, it's not like there's like with boxing where you're extending way beyond your 6 feet with your breaths and all that kind of stuff.
Like,
You know, whereas this, it's still pretty mellow. I mean, you're not really extending your
you're not breathing.
breath out there. Yeah, not sweating. Well, you sweat, but you don't. Yeah, you know, it's not the same. You can be pretty easy to social distance with this, I think.
Yeah, totally.
10 feet away would be way more than enough. But
okay, so this is the move. Up here.
the main thing is, even if you don't remember the moves in order, is just to have the moves by themselves. We can put them together later. Right. So, like with that first move, with this one.
Yeah, I think for this, personally, I think on Zoom, it's way easier and I get more out of it. Not so much working the form, but when we just repeat one move over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that'd be a better way to do it for me, since I'm the only one here.
Right. And
because when I'm trying to learn, I've always had this problem with Tai Chi. When I'm trying to, I can't memorize and get all the details right at the same time. So when I'm in learn the move mode, I'm not getting my hands quite right. And then when I'm doing a drill of it, then I can get my hands right.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And actually, you can't really, like, you learn Tai Chi form, especially Chin style, is real long. There's all this different stuff in it. But you can't use it because the only way you can really learn to use it and make it work is one move over and over and over and over and over anyway. So that's fine.
That would be so good for me. I love learning the moves on their own. Learning the set has been hard because I can't watch you while I'm doing it. And
no, I hear you. Yeah. And then if you get the energies like that separate and then put them together, it'll be so much easier to learn the form.
Yeah.
Because I had a teacher like that. I could never tell what the hell he was doing. He was like one of the top students because everything looked like it was the same thing, the same move. But it turned out he was the best person there, other than the teacher, because the main teacher, because his basics were so good that they all went together. So, anyways, yeah, we'll do that. So,
can we do that circle? Can we just work on the circle?
Say again.
Yeah, so I can do that circle.
Okay, so let's actually, I want to go back for a second first. So, okay, we have these, of course. I want to go back to just this for a second. And think of it as a, like, the ribbons. If you're trying to do a ribbon, you know what I'm saying? The ribbons, like in your, there's a big, you see those old Chinese ladies out with the ribbons in the morning, doing their thing with the ribbon? It's kind of like that. You just kind of, just figure 8. Yeah, later it's a little bit more fine-tuned here, but don't worry about that. Just big. To really exaggerate the waist, yeah. So it's this. So someone's jabbing a spear at you, right? Right? This gets just behind the head of the spear, and this just follows along. So you're grabbing it out of their hand. You're going here, and you're grabbing the spear out their hand. Only now they jab from here again. Yeah. You see, it's the same direction. You don't use your body. So your body goes first, then your hands. Your body goes first. There you go. And try not to, one little thing is you don't want the elbow here. You want to relax. So of course, it's not going to be too dropped, of course, but just try not to float it. That's good. And then you just simplify it. So like, so someone's punching, right? You're going. That's good. That's good. Does that make more?
Yeah.
Is it more fluid?
Makes sense. I just have to practice it.
Second?
It always makes sense. I just have to practice it.
Right. Right here. Helps if you have like a wooden man dummy or something, because you can use those, you know, the wooden man dummy things. You can use those same moves on it. And then, and we'll go back to that in a while, but a bigger move. So it'll be the same move, but just bigger. I think it's better, it's a little easier to learn stuff big, you know. So let's go back to what we were practicing. So you went here, here, here. Now let's go to this move, and we'll just do it over on both sides. Because this is another move we're gonna have it's everywhere in the set, but you know, a little different, but the basic part of it is just this. So we're in a stance now, right? And you're going.
Is your left toe planted or up?
Well, as soon as you do this, it's down. So just go ahead and put it down. It'll be up when you first do this, but then once you set it down, yes, it's fine here. And try this. Let's see. I'm trying to think what the easiest way to. Oh wait. I'll just do a mirror. I'll just mirror. So remember to push back with both arms. Push. It's like if you're underwater. Push back. Push back. Keep in mind that's right. That's correct. What you're doing it. That's good. Just for the timing of it, just want the body a little bit more ahead. So in other words, when I'm here, it's not so much this as I push back. Right, I'm literally pushing back. See how it pushes my body forward. Then as it turns, see, I turn. My body's ahead of it. See. Now here, it's kind of like I'm underwater, and everything's gonna push this way now. Push back. My body goes first. Push back, push back, push back, push back, push back. Push forward. Keep in mind at first it's really the arms, you know, because we have to do like our the set is set up that way where, you know, we can think with we can connect with our arms way quicker. So like we can think push, 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 push like that, or push this way. But in reality, little by little, it's going to be our legs doing most of the work, the same moves. So as I'm pushing this way, my legs are doing the same thing. I'm pushing that way, and then same thing here. As I push this way, it's really my leg pushing forward. Right.
It's oh my God. It's so hard to do it one direction and do it the opposite direction. It's really, really hard.
I hear you.
Let's see.
Want me to do it out this way?
Either that way or mirror.
I'll do the mirror.
I was trying to get in, but I was like, you were going one way, and I'm like, okay, I have to go the other way. It's very hard.
Right. I hear you. So I'm doing the mirror. So which is actually when you do these exercises, pretty much always do them on both sides anyway to even it out, you know. And actually, I was saying you push back, but actually when you push forward, you don't really switch the hands that way. So it's like you're pushing with the back of the hands now. Come underwater, right? Just about getting that big circles here. So like I have a big, one of those big exaggerated punches they do like in the Aikido demonstrations, where instead of punching here, they're going, one of those, that's what this is for, right? You're going, catch your wrist, catch your elbow, keep them going, flip them, right? Right? You catch them on this part of the circle, and then you drop it, flip them, right? You want to doing this type of thing. Yeah, so even though this part is it's usually boring at first learning this part, this is the part that actually gets later on. It's really even after you learn the form, to really get better at it, you just go back and do these type of things over and over.
Yeah.
The circles and the figure eights, it's all in there.
Yeah.
You know, just doing these, or later we'll be doing a figure eight instead. But that's really the main part of it, really. Yeah. Learning those. I mean, there's other stuff too, but I'm just saying those are like these type of things. You already have this, most of this already though, but like doing this. Stuff like that, you know, just over and over and over and over. That's a Tai Chi basic, but I know you already have that move, right?
No, I don't do that.
Or you guys have crescents, all right?
Yeah,
or you don't really do those kind of kicks, huh? You do more leg kicks.
Not kickboxing. We do them in Kung Fu.
Right.
I haven't done them in Tai Chi.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying stuff like that you should just do over and over and over.
Yeah.
So same thing here. Same thing here. You're just getting a big circle over and over. And it's kind of a workout on the forearms too, because you really want to just work on the forearms because you're keeping the shoulder, dropped, the elbow kind of loose so it doesn't float too much, right? Keeping the elbow loose. And then the wrist is always, when you're doing these, the wrist is always, it's working the forearm. It's a lot of work on the forearms at first for a little while because you're doing like, for instance, like with this, you're going, so the thing they call it the two fish swimming, right? So like my teacher would always talk about like if you see it going like that, or how would I say it? Like that fish is dead, right? It has to be the head first. Same thing here. Right, it's always the head first. So it ends up working the forearms a little bit at first. All this should be really loose, but yeah, the wrist and the forearm works a little bit just to keep that. Keep this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I want to try it.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going, okay, I gotta circle this way. This way. Don't flip.
Oh, on that part? Yeah. So you had it here. But here, you wanted to go see head first. And then here, oh, okay. Now in this part of the circle, it goes. Can
you do it, mirror?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So this is the part where in the beginning you do actually want to use the hands and then learn the hands part. See, there's a part where it pop up, but here it just goes. Keep in mind the body's ahead of it. Same thing on the back. Body's already on the way back. See, so it goes here. Oh, we can also do one hand at a time. Flips over. This is reminding me of that one guy, the one teacher I was saying that all his moves kind of look the same because his basics are super good. He would always have me doing this kind of stuff, breaking it down one move over and over and over and over and over and over, and then just one hand, and then just the other hand, you know. The other hand's gonna look like this. So my body's ahead of the move. All right, so you do arms back here. I don't know. Another one of the teachers described it as like you're doing a painting, right? So it's like you have a paintbrush here and you're just doing a giant painting. You know? With the front of the brush. Now with the back of the brush for a minute. Switches back to the front of the brush. So it's a lot of work on the legs, and then like I said, for now this part should be stretching. Filling the wrist and the forearm. All right, put them both together. When they flip over mainly at the same time. right here, they both flip over. Now they flip over back here. And if you want to do the other side, do one at a time. Tell I'm better at this side. It was a lot stronger.
Well, this is the side of the form, right? For you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It tells me I need to be practicing these moves more. Keep in mind, you're kind of powering it with this in the legs, and this is behind. So I do the move with my legs and my body, and this is kind of behind. My legs and body are going this way. Now this is behind this way. Now I'm on my way back already. I'm on my way forward now, legs pushing forward. But there's that delay, you know? It takes a little time. As much as possible, feel like you're underwater. Under some kind of liquid that's a little thicker than water. Now let's go with the other hand. So like you're here and you a wild punch comes this way. You're going with the punch and flipping them over, right? So you extend their punch from here way over to there, so they're leaning, and then you flip back this way so their body goes back over. And next move is here. Flows into that one. So let's we'll kind of skip through that part and just remember to do if we can